Oh, there are two people already. Hi, guys. Let me know who's on so I can say hi to you. As per usual, I'm going to be recording my little Instagram story right now. So let me do that right now. Hey guys, I am live on YouTube. We have a lot of things to chit chat about. I want to get an update about you guys, and I'm going to give you an update on my side of the world and a lot of news that have been going on in the DR. So come on over, let's chit chat a little bit. I promise that you'll enjoy it. Hey guys, I am live on YouTube. We have a lot of things to chit chat about. I want to get an update about you guys, and I'm going to give you an. All right, there we go. There's 5 people already. Hey, pixelated inicio de semana. Hello there. How you guys doing tonight? Where are you guys watching from? I'm not sure if I remember. Let me know. What have you guys been doing this Sunday evening or this Sunday afternoon, I guess? What's up, Jacksonville? Awesome. I don't think I've ever been to Jacksonville. Is that horrible? I really want to though. Florida's so big though. I mean, it's kind of difficult when you have my family members live over there in Florida, but when I go to Florida then it's only obvious that I go to visit where they live, so I don't have anybody in Jacksonville. Is it up north? Is it up north? Yeah, I think so. I'm gonna look that up while I'm chatting with you guys. All right. Let me look that up. Hey there, D from Texas. I haven't been to Texas either. I want to go to Texas so bad. My mom and dad went the other day. Well, not the other day. It was a few years back, and they really enjoyed it. They really enjoyed their time in Texas. Um, I'm over here looking to the side because I'm on my cell phone looking up Jacksonville. Where is Jacksonville? Jacksonville, Florida. I'm looking to see if it's like upper state, up like where Tallahassee is. Oh, okay, north near. Okay, no wonder. Yep, I see it now. It's up north and near Georgia. Yep. Yep. It's right up there where St. Augustine is, like up there. Wow. I went to St. Augustine once. I made a video on my channel, by the way, if you want to see my point of view of St. Augustine. I have a video on the channel about that. Santo Domingo, Vituperio, what's up? All right, guys. So, since there are 9 of us already on here, I would love to start with the fact that I'm possibly the most horrible, awful influencer in the planet because I did not upload a video this week, and it was just because of just schedules. Schedules were awful this week. And as you know, I do my own filming, I do my own editing, I do all of the things in between. Also, family life. I also have a full time job aside from YouTube. So it was just trouble doing scheduling this week. And I'm so sorry about that. So I'm gonna try to do better next week. All right. I'm finishing up the video that I did film, but I did not have a chance to edit it because if you know a little bit of editing, you would know how insanely meticulous it is. And it is just, it's very time absorbing to say the least. Jackson, Lydia Garcia says Jacksonville is like the Jabon at the border with Georgia. All right, gotcha. If you ever this way, let me know. Of course, I will definitely let you know. I'm pulling up over here all the little pointers that I want to talk to you guys about. So, the first thing I want to talk to you guys about is the way that the new administration in the United States is gonna make it a lot tougher for us Dominicans to apply for visas in general. But specifically, if you have a family member, if all of you guys are Dominican or have family members in Dominican Republic that are going to apply for a non-immigrant visa, this information is for them because this administration is going to make it a little bit more difficult. First of all, uh, just so you can get a little bit of context, before this administration, we had an exception for interviews on a lot of people. So basically, if you were over 80 years old or over 79 years old, or if you were 14 and under, you did not have to go to an interview in order to apply for your non-immigrant visa. So children under 14, their parents could go just to the application center and they would just turn in the documents for the kids and they would get the visas easier. They wouldn't have to go see like in the consulate and see somebody and get interviewed or anything like that. And that was also the case for, older people, 79 years and up, 80 years and up, basically. So, what this administration currently did as of the 1st of October, 2025, now everybody and their mother got to go to the interview at the consulate. So, at the Dominican Embassy in Santo Domingo. So, if you are a baby that is 3 months old and your parents are applying for a visa for you, you're going to have to go interview, okay? You're going to, obviously, with your parents. The little babies are going to have to go to their interviews. The preteens are going to have to go. The elderly is going to have to go. There's only one exception that has been announced because they did announce that this visa thing, the interview thing, did have a few exceptions, and they only just now announced just one exception. The only way that they have announced so far, there might be more exceptions later down the line, but the only exception to the rule that you have to get interviewed is if you are renewing a 10-year visa with multiple entries and that visa has not been expired for more than a year. That's it. So basically, the renewals of a 10-year visas are exempt from the interview. Otherwise, you're going to have to go and get interviewed. Um, a lot of people, that's making it bothersome for a lot of people because we were so used to, for a longest time, to get just the visas without our children having to go. For example, my children got benefited off of that old rule. They didn't have to go. I just deposited the documents for them and all that stuff, and we're all set to go. Also, I do have to say that the consulate here, La Embajada, is super far away. Like, it's not like in the middle of the city. It used to be a long, long time ago, like off of Maximo Gomez, but now it's like, I'm not gonna say the suburbs because it's not actually the suburbs, but it's in a part of town that is a little bit more further away, and you have to get a lot of traffic to get there. A lot of traffic. It's like over like all the way after Botanical Garden, and it's a hectic place with a lot of traffic. So basically it's making it more difficult in that way. You're spending more time, and that crushes a little bit of people's expectations of how simple the process would be. Also, another novelty, but it hasn't taken effect yet, and it probably will soon. That's what I'm guessing, is the Big Beautiful Bill. So, if you didn't know, the Big Beautiful Bill is a long, 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 long piece of legislation. But since it was approved a few months ago, um, one of the paragraphs in the Big Beautiful Bill includes that they're going to actually charge a visa integrity fee. So, what that means for us Dominicans that are not the citizens of the United States is that if you are going to get a visa, they're going to, apart from the fee that you already pay, the $185 that you already pay to apply for the visa, also you're going to have to pay, according to the Big Beautiful Bill, um a payment of at least $250. They have not set the actual amount, but since I read the actual big beautiful bill, it says that the amount is to be determined by an authority that I forgot the name of, but they will be determining the exact amount, but it does say that it is minimum of like $250. So that means that when this part of the big beautiful bill takes effect and when the competent authority decides on the actual tax that will be put in place, they're going to also charge that money. So all in all, the visa to get a US visa for Dominicans is possibly going to cost more than $400. So that is a lot of money. But if you think about it, since you usually get a visa, like when they approve you for a B1, B2 visa, which is like the tourist visa, they give it to you for 10 years. So if you calculate those $400 over 10 years is not that much. So it's still a really good visa because not only does it give you access to the United States, but if you have the US visa, believe it or not, Dominicans can go into other countries just by having the US visa. For example, we can go to many countries in South America, like Argentina, for example. You can use your US visa to get into Argentina now, El Salvador, Mexico, Panama, a lot of other countries that I forgot. But basically, it's still a good visa, even if you're paying $400 for it. But if you get it for 10 years, then it kind of offsets the cost. So that was the big piece of news. Do you guys have any family members that are here in the DR and do that updating of visas or renewals of visas, or anyone that's thinking of getting visas? Let me know in the comments because I think that was some information that I thought you might want to know regarding the visa. Let's see. I'm waiting for comments over here, so I don't see any new comments. So let's go on with the second piece of news that I got together for you guys. There's some drama going on with Sosua. As per my previous video on Sosua, you might know that over there they did a whole operation regarding the uh, let's say institutes to rhyme, and they got all this operation together and they did all of that. So guys, first I'm going to talk about the first drama. It's going to be a little bit chismoso on my part, but it has to do with some comments on that video. So somebody commented like, "Oh, you're criticizing the institutes, but you're doing nothing to help them." And somebody else doubled down on that person and said, "Oh yeah, you're not helping them." I'm like, that's so manipulative. How can you expect me to be in charge of helping those people? You know what I mean? I'm only commenting on the situation. And second of all, people commenting have no idea what I do or do not help out on or what I give out to charity or whatever. But it is not the commentator's job to also get involved specifically in all of the different news they cover. You know what I mean? So it was kind of like self-righteous, like, oh, look at you pointing the finger basically. And I don't think that was right. I want to get your feedback on that because I didn't really understand why, if I am commenting on something that happened in my country, now I am the one to be blamed or the one that has to help out all these people that were being trafficked. Like, I don't see, I don't see how they made that jump, if you know what I mean. Why is there commercial popping up on my live? I don't know. I have no idea. What? A commercial? Oh my goodness, guys. YouTube is, I don't know, YouTube is going a little bit crazy. Like I can't handle that part, guys. I'm sorry. I don't understand why there's a commercial on my live. I really don't. By the way, this morning I was, washing dishes and I had YouTube going. I was watching one of like the true crime type of videos, which I do enjoy a lot. But But anyways, the YouTube ads were running the full length. Like I could not skip a YouTube ad. And they were long ads, like a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. And I was like, why can I not skip? Like, what's going on with the ads? So maybe there are commercials popping up in my live because YouTube is going hectic. I don't know. I've never heard about that before. Sorry, D. Okay, so Fred Wang says, exactly right. You are the reporter. You're not personally involved, just like anyone else working for CNN or Fox for that matter. Exactly. I am not a professional reporter, but since I was making a video reporting on the news, I had no idea where these two individuals made the jump of like, oh, look at you talking about institution and you're not helping out or giving your opinion on institution. Like, I don't agree with institution, if you guys know the word that I'm talking about. I don't agree with it, and I can say I don't agree with it, and you can agree to disagree with me, but that doesn't make me morally responsible for those people, you know? So, yeah, I'm glad that you agree, Fred Wang. I'm glad that you agree. So, that was the first little chismoso drama um, that I wanted to talk about. Yeah. So, the second one has nothing to do with the first. The second drama going on in Sosua, you guys will not even I don't know what you guys are gonna think, but it's like it's so dumb. Like I don't know whether to cry or to laugh. I'm looking in my cell phone for the actual picture so you guys can see. Hold on a minute. Let me look it up over here. So anyways, what's going on in Sosua is there's a statue. There's a very famous statue in the bottom of the sea over there that it was placed by government authorities in order to help the coral reef thrive and to make a little home for the fish. Like the statue that's in the bottom of the ocean has like little holes inside where little fish go in and the coral reefs thrive and all of those things. And also obviously serves as a tourist destination or a tourist attraction down there. Like people that go snorkeling want to see the statue and take a picture with the statue. So I'm gonna show you the statue. Is a statue that goes back to the Tainos or like the Native Americans that lived here in the land before we got here. It's a way to like honor their culture and all of that stuff. Let me show you the actual picture. So this is a picture of it. Okay, let me see if you can see that. All right, so you can see it's like a little weird little statue, like going like this, right? And like I said, it helps out the coral reef and it helps, the tourist destination, the tourist attractions. Well, a city council in Sosua actually got a demand from a pastor, and I believe it was a not a pope, but like a priest in the Catholic Church. It was Christian pastor, Catholic priest, and they demanded the removal of this statue because it was satanic. Okay, because it was satanic. And what's even bigger with this news is that the city council actually said, yeah, you know what? We shouldn't have that here. That's satanic. Let's remove it. It's like, I don't know, guys. Anyway, the drama went a little bit further because after the city council actually approved for the removal of this statue, the people in the Ministry of Environment actually said, hold up now. You guys don't even have the rights, or you don't have, it's not within your jurisdiction or your function as a city council to remove that statue. So now they're in a battle of who gets to actually approve the removal of the statue. But what's funny to me is like, what type of criteria? Like, nobody's doing satanic rituals with the statue. No one is, worshiping the statue. Guys, I'm a Christian person. I don't agree with satanic things. I don't agree with ugly, nasty, weird things. But like, I don't see the satanic part of the statue. You know what I mean? It's like, I know that it was probably a deity and one of those, Tainos or like Native Americans that live, native people that lived here. Um, So I understand that part, but like it's a little bit of a stretch to call it satanic, you know? What are your guys' thoughts on all this? I would love to know because I personally I don't agree with removing it because it's satanic. I would agree with removing it if it's like contaminating the waters or if like people are drowning because of it or something like that, but like I don't know. I don't see the satanic part of it. I would even I would say I would agree personally and morally to remove it if it were satanic in nature, but like I don't even see the satanic in nature part of it. So let me know. What do you guys think about this? That was some crazy news that came from Sosua. I even heard some people saying, that satanic statue was the reason why Sosua was under the spell and why they had such bad reputation for the institutes and all that stuff. So I don't know. People made it a little bit of a stretch there. Looks like the Taliban removing Buddhist statues in Afghanistan. Yeah, kind of like. As a Catholic, I think it's paganism. The statue is some sort of exactly. It is some sort of, goddess of fertility. But right now it's just serving as a statue. Right now, like I understand that it is a deity, and I'm a Christian as well, Lydia. So I do understand that maybe it had some significance to other people that are no longer living or existing. But for now, us Dominicans is not serving that purpose anymore. So I don't. I think it's a bit of a stretch if it's producing better coral reef, if it's producing more better, little it's a little home for fish and all those things are thriving under there and nobody's getting bothered by it. I don't really see, the stretch of just saying it's satanic, let's take it away. I don't know. Kind of a stretch for me. If people were doing, some type of cult or enchantments or something like that to the statue, or they were taking it as a deity of fertility and all those things right now, I would probably say, yeah, that's satanic. Let's take it away because I don't agree with that. But now, right now, as it is, I think it's a little bit of a stretch. It creates a distraction for the fish. Creates a distraction for the fish. I don't think so. I think the fish will like to live in there. I what I read when I read about this news portion is that it was actually helping the fish. It was attracting the fish because they like the little holes in it, and it was actually helping the corals down in the bottom of the sea. That's what I heard. So anyway, a lot of activists for environmental causes actually were like standing up in arms about it. So that was crazy. But for right now, it's not being removed because the Ministry of Environment got involved and they said to the city council, no, you cannot do that. All right. So the last piece of news that I have for you guys for now. Oye, el vituperio dice, esa vaina es diabólica. Sabrá Dios qué pack hicieron para entrar eso ahí. Oh my gosh, el vituperio. I don't agree. I don't agree. I just think right now it's like just a statue for me, at least. Anyway, the last piece of information that I want to talk to you guys about is that there is some hope on Haiti. um I'm not sure if it's going to be effective at the end, but there are some news regarding this. So our president, Luis Abinader, just came back from the United Nations with a high level political forum that was going on over there. And he came back with news that the United Nations finally heard our nation's cry for there to be international help for Haiti regarding gang related violence. So basically, I don't know if you remember months back or maybe even last year, there was a task force from, I think, Nigeria or another African country that came over here to Haiti to supposedly help stop crime and gang related violence over there in Haiti. But that didn't really work out because after that task force went into Haiti, nothing happened. I mean, I think things even got worse. So nothing really happened. That didn't really help at all. But now, supposedly, according to our president, the United Nations is taking steps to get a bigger and better, more qualified intervention, military intervention in Haiti, and basically stop all kinds of gangs from operating in Haiti. That is great news for us because that means that we are in less of a risk because obviously our frontier is with Haiti and we are much less of a risk for, that gang related violence coming over here, a little bit maybe less illegal migration and all of those things. So, yeah, there are over 5,000 units, 5,500 units. That's correct. So, those are really good news. Your live stream freezes. Oh no, don't tell me that. That's horrible. Sorry about that. I have my 5G network on, so on my end, everything seems okay. I pray that it can go on smoothly. Yeah, the task force from Kenya, yeah, it was from Kenya. I said Nigeria, sorry. Had only 1,000 men and women, and that didn't do much. So now they're like, let's do it 5x, let's make it 5 times bigger. So now I hope that this new military unit can actually work and function and do something great for Haiti. Oh, let's all pray that all that gang related violence stops because we've had enough. All of us have had enough, really. So, guys, that was the last piece of news, but I want to laugh a little bit and get your guys' feedback. You remember back when I talked about in another live I did about La Casa de Alofoque? Raise your hand. Raise your hand if you know. When we talked about La Casa de Alofoque, I'm not really into urban, bajo mundo type of world. I'm not into it. But I did comment that it was an actual feat for this guy, Alofoque Santiago Matias, to have over 1 million people at one point watching his live reality show, right? So, what I just want to like laugh or cry, I don't know, about with you guys is that there's a copycat show that's gonna go down. It's this guy called Luini. I think his last name is Corporan. Luini Corporan. He's kind of like the sworn enemy of Santiago Matias Alofoque. So they're kind of like the, what do you call this? Like counterparts, I guess, or enemies, sworn enemies, whatever. You get the thing. They're competitors. That's the word. So Luini makes all this, Dominican news shows, and like he's kind of like the other version of Alafoca in his own world in his own way. So he's gonna come out with something that's called La Mansión de Luini. So not La Casa, no, 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 La Mansión. I don't know whether I'm gonna laugh or cry about this. Like, let me know what you guys even think about this. This is crazy. This is crazy. So this guy Luini is outright copying the other guy out of Foke, and he's gonna make a mention Alofoque. Raise your hand or let me know in the comments if you're planning to watch that. So I just wanted to mention it because I thought it was pretty funny. Let me see. You guys are actually talking about, okay, you need to explain how the US government shutdown can affect the US embassy in DR, and it won't be pretty. There's temporary furlough and yeah, that's correct. That's correct. So there is a government shutdown, as you know, in the United States. If you are there, you know. Right now, I had guys, I'm gonna give you some bit of data, okay, about my personal life to give you the comment that I'm gonna make. So the bit of data on my personal life is that I am actually a migration advisor here. So I have been trained to actually help people and assess people on their applications for US visas. And so, as such, I am very well aware that there is a government shutdown, and that's gonna, interfere a little bit with U.S. embassy um, activities. Let's say, right now, as of right now, I did have a client that went on the 29th of September. I had a client that went and deposited their documents. I had another client that is going on the 29th of October. So everything on the end of applying for a US visa seems to be going well. But their Instagram account actually said that they were going to be shutting down all communications unless it had to do with national security or something security related. So, as for now, the part of the embassy that is the consulate, the one that is handling the visa portions, is going down. I think there's going to probably be delays in a few weeks, probably if this thing goes down for longer. But for right now, I haven't seen too much too much things to worry about regarding the U.S. visa processes so far. That is so far. So to be continued on that part. So we finally balanced the budget. Transit Rider Production says, I was informed they might halt all visa interviews starting this Friday if this continues. That might probably happen. So far, they have not, but we'll see about that. I just hope that this week they can get their stuff together because this is crazy. Matt Smith, President Donald J. Trump is doing an excellent job. It seems to be working out. So what you guys are saying is that they might have an agreement on the budget. What's going on over there? I mean, I do read the news, but I haven't read anything as to the shutdown being removed. So, so far so good. But as Transit Rider says, there might be a halt or a pause in the visa interviews later down. But right now, there's no halt, there's no pause, and everything is going according to plan and on time. I just had two clients last week. Like I said, they went to their to deposit their documents for their visa application, and everything went fine. So, and there's still personnel going and working out. So, all right, guys. So, guys, this is going to be me for now. Thank you so much for joining my live. Let me know in the comments if you'd like for me to talk about any specific topic down the line. And I promise you that in the next few days, the video that I filmed and I'm still currently editing will be up. It's about, if you guys want a little introduction to it, it is about the best private schools here. I'm going to talk about why you need private school if you're planning to move to DR, like if you have a family with school-age children, what type of private schools there are here, what they cost, and you're going to be surprised at how much private schools cost down here, what the most expensive ones are, and which ones I recommend that you can check out. So that's going to be my next video that is coming up. So guys, this is me signing out, and I'll see you where? In my next video. Bye.